episode starts, we just wanted to come on here and say thank you guys for an amazing first year of the show. Over the past year, we gained 150 plus subscribers, and we also reached almost 600 all-time listens, and we're listened to in 10 plus countries.
We have put a lot of time and dedication into the show, and everything just keeps improving. We cannot thank you enough for all the support over this last year, and we hope to have many more years of the show. To note, this episode was pre-recorded. We had special plans for this episode, but there were some complications. Thank you and enjoy this episode.
Welcome back to the One Shot Movie Podcast. I'm your host, Vincent.
And I'm Johnny. Welcome back to the show. We have a really great movie to talk about today, and we have a great guest. And on this show, we break down movies and we rate them on 3 different scales: acting, plot, and overall. So, our guest, introduce yourself.
Oh, man. It's me, Kevin Hart. No, I'm kidding. What's up, guys? I'm excited to be here. My name is Vaunt Leek. Longtime friend of Johnny's. Somewhat supporter of Vincent.
Thanks.
We work together. No, I'm excited to be here.
We had class together.
Yeah, we had, what, COM 1190?
No,
like
it was...
screenwriting?
No, TV production.
TV studio? Oh, yes. Okay.
We had screenwriting together.
Yeah, we had a couple things together. We had Willpower, we had English.
We've had a lot together.
Yeah.
Ours was during, like, the peak of COVID.
Oh.
Where it was half on Zoom.
Hybrid, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that. That was ass.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm excited to be here, man. I'm not gonna say as big of a movie buff as I used to be. But the film we're talking about today is one of my favorite films of all time, arguably and debatably one of the best black films of all time. So we're gonna get into it. I'm excited.
Yeah, this movie is really great. I'm really excited to talk about it, and I haven't seen it since it came out. And this movie did release in 2017. This movie is Get Out. It is a horror, mystery, and thriller genre, and the runtime is 1 hour and 44 minutes.
Yes, and it's rated R. This is actually my first time ever seeing this movie.
You've never seen? Well,
never seen it.
I mean, you look at him.
Yeah, but I know, me too. But
he's lighter than me.
But he's black by association. We've been friends for a long time. How many black friends are you? Or how many black people are you friends with?
I had one, and then the thing is, he cut me off. I didn't do anything to him.
Maybe because you didn't want to Get Out.
No, it was before that.
Mm-hmm. Comment on it to this person, whoever this person is. You want to name drop him or no?
Yeah, his name's Keith.
Keith Obadike?
No.
Obadike. Oh my God.
His name is Keith Gankarsic, and he just out of
nowhere.
Gankarsic
does not sound like a black last
well,
name.
he was adopted.
Oh,
I'm not just saying, but
oh my God.
His real last name or his middle name is Alonzo.
What's his social security number too? Jesus
Christ.
Christ.
855.
Can I curse on here?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we're good.
No, but out of nowhere, he just was like, he just cut me off. I didn't do anything to him. He just, he cut me off. And then he had the balls, like the next few days or weeks after, he goes, hey, can you do a favor for me? I go fuck yourself.
That's crazy.
Like, are you kidding me?
I don't like that you're telling this story during Black History Month. I don't know if this is being posted during Black History Month, but this is being recorded during Black History Month.
Probably won't come out this month.
The NAACP would like to have a word with you.
So do you want to read the plot of this movie?
Yes. So the plot of this movie is now that Chris and his girlfriend Rose have reached the meet the parents milestone of dating, she invites him for a weekend getaway upstate with her parents, Missy and Dean. At first, Chris reads the family's overly accommodating behavior as nervous attempts to deal with their daughter's interracial relationship. But as the weekend progresses, a series of increasingly disturbing discoveries leads him to a truth that he never could have imagined.
Ooh, spooky. So that plot is really great. There's so many twists and turns that I did not expect throughout this movie, that's what makes it as great as it is. I was totally not expecting it, and rewatching it again this year for the first time in over 6 years.
6 years? That is how long it's been. Oh my God.
Yeah, I know. Right? We feel old as shit now.
Jesus.
I know.
We did another one in 2017 that
just came out yesterday.
Yeah, Win It All.
With Jake Johnson.
Mm.
I said that too. I was like 6 years. Yeah. That's nuts.
Lord. That was like what? That was sophomore year of high school.
I know. It's insane.
Jesus.
Holy shit.
It's insane.
Can I share my first impressions? I guess.
Yeah, go for it.
When I first watched Get Out, right? I remember exactly where I was. I know exactly what movie theater I was in. It was like my city's like local theater. And I went with like my cousin and our boys or whatever. And I think at the time, even still now, like I know that I enjoy thriller movies. Mm-hmm. I love that type of stuff. You know, Get Out, Clue, Escape Room, things that keep you on the edge of the seat. Mystery, maybe in a sense. You know, that like realm. Not so much horror. I'm a little about. Mm-hmm. And I remember just like I didn't know like this was before Daniel Kaluuya was off and popping.
Yeah, no, this was his like big break.
Yeah.
Because before that it was shorts and some TV
and
shows
I remember
and stuff.
That because the reason I think this was his big break is because all the memes erupted out of this movie with him crying.
With the face, yeah.
So I think that was
that
also a huge...
It helped. The film itself was just... I mean, the film served its own...
Yeah, but social media definitely...
Social media blew him up even more. Yeah.
And I remember I remember only wanting to go watch it because I was like, oh, this looks like... This is different. And I also was like a fan of... I would hope. Maybe Vincent hasn't watched Key and Peele growing up.
Oh.
I didn't watch... I watched the skits on YouTube. I would always watch the skits on YouTube. You watched Key and Peele. Yes.
So like I was familiar with Jordan Peele. So when I was like, this guy's doing drama or like horror, I was like, what the hell is this?
That's how I was thinking too. I'm like, they're comedy guys. Like, what are they doing in this realm of film? It was confusing.
Which is interesting because at the time, Jordan Peele had been writing this for like 5 years. So like at that point, he was still doing Key and Peele for a bit when he was writing this film. So the fact that this was what like the outcome, amazing, top tier.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Y'all are gonna, and I'm kind of jumping around. I'm just, first of all, I love this film. This film is the film that made me tell myself, like I always was interested in film and doing like communications, but this is the film I was like, you know what, I'm gonna be a filmmaker or like a content creator. But y'all are gonna have a hard time getting me to change like my. You said you do 3 ratings, three scores. This film just checks all the boxes for me. So I'll let y'all get through what y'all gonna do, but I love. This film I'm getting hard thinking about it.
Pause. So next, let's jump into the pacing. What do we think? Is it too fast? Is it too slow? Or is it just right?
I think it's just right, honestly. I think the story flowed perfectly, and I wouldn't have changed any aspect of it.
I agree. I think it was really, really great. Just on. There's no complaints in that aspect. So.
See, right. The plot of the film is good, but I think the pacing of the film could have been, I don't know, right? Because the plot carries out the entire thing, and there's I feel like I'm at where I'm supposed to be in every point of the movie. I feel like the setup where what's the white girl's name?
Missy.
No.
Rose.
Rose. Yes, Rose and Chris are. They're getting the exposition, I guess. They're getting ready to go to Your Parents Know I'm Black. That's cool. Then the little subtle mentions, which I hope we get to later, or like the little subtle like the them getting hit, the deer.
Yeah.
And then like Chris starting to pick things apart. I feel like it all is like paced right. But I also feel like because I had a hard time understanding it or like catching all the things first time, maybe it could have went a little. I don't know, faster or slower, because this film, like, this is one of the things I loved about it. On BuzzFeed, there was like a list of like things you missed in the film.
Yeah.
A bunch of like Easter eggs. And so I remember coming out of the theater before even watching or before reading the BuzzFeed list, and I was like, I don't know if I like this movie. I feel like it was a little dragged out. But I also feel like it did its purpose. And I think like if we're jumping ahead, comparing it to like Jordan Peele's other films like Us and Nope, right? This one was paced like I don't know. I think I'm trying to peel back an onion that's already like dead, right? I don't know.
Shriveled up.
Yes, dead onions don't die. I don't know what I was trying to say. Sorry, I haven't had lunch. Long story short, I think it was paced right. I think that it makes more sense to you when you understand more. So if you don't understand like some of the little Easter eggs in the movie, you might think, oh, what is this film about? It's paced too slow, paced too fast, maybe.
Are you saying just watch it again?
Watch it again, and yes. Because when you watch in the theater for the first time, that's all you have. Yeah. I wasn't like home where I could have rewinded it and shit.
Exactly.
I feel
like there's so many things in this film that you don't notice the first time around. So like you can sit there at home and watch it again, and you notice things like, oh, like I didn't see it the first time because I was so focused on X, and I was so focused on this and this. And when you get back and you can actually watch it for the second time or third time or whatever, like our last movie that we did, we talked about Tenet the other day.
Don't even get me started.
Yeah,
I haven't seen Tenet, but I've wanted to see the movie for years.
I've watched it 3 times, and it's still confusing. It's kind of like Interstellar, Inception, one of those ones where you need to watch it 1,000,000 times to understand it.
I've watched it 3 times and I still don't like it.
Well, are there websites like the BuzzFeed list to Get Out, like explaining it?
Yeah, there's stuff that explains it. There's a YouTube video that I saw, why Tenet is a masterpiece, and it explains it beautifully. So like you understand it so much better that time around. But
like my thing, and I explained this in the Tenet episode. I don't want to have to watch a 2.5 hour movie, and then go watch 3 10-minute videos on YouTube to figure out what the ending of this movie meant.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. I
film
get that.
theory videos. Yeah.
No, I get it. But for this film, I feel like there were a couple clues that I kind of wanted them to push a little bit, like more in your face.
Like what?
Just so you can catch it like a little bit earlier. Like they said that the father's a neurosurgeon. Mm-hmm. I kind of wanted to see something a little bit earlier on.
Yeah.
But maybe that would have been too much. But like when you put it together, she's a psychiatrist, he's a neurosurgeon. Like
they're both batshit crazy.
Yeah, exactly. So,
but I think the way this film opened up was insane.
It was great.
With
that like opening scene with Keith Stanfield.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had no idea what the correlation was in the beginning. And I also had never seen Lakeith Stanfield before this film either.
Yeah.
I don't know if I feel like he had a little more stain, but like Daniel Kaluuya had never really been known before this movie.
No,
Lakeith Stanfield might have, but I didn't know that like. I didn't get why he got abducted, and then I remember halfway through the movie I was like, why did that happen? And then I don't think I put 2 and 2 together that was him later in the when they were at the party.
See, that's the thing. I knew it immediately
because I forgot because I was like, this was such a weird ass detail that he just got kidnapped.
Yeah, I feel like maybe it was too long in between when we see him get abducted in the first scene, and then when we see him at the party. Maybe
we
it takes
should have
too
saw
long.
more in the. Is what you're saying? Maybe we should have saw more in the beginning of him getting kind of, I guess, brainwashed or
something else,
swapped,
maybe
whatever they were trying to do.
Yeah,
I feel like that's a theme that Jordan Peele has with his films. I mean, it's nothing more less than foreshadow, but like, I think that sometimes you forget so long, like because so much happens, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But
no, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. So if we want to jump into the cast of this film, we have a really, really great cast here. A lot of people with a ton of experience, and a lot of these actors are so busy with projects constantly. There's 3 people here that have done at least 40 projects in the last 3 years.
Damn.
Jesus.
So I don't want to name them all because there's so many really, really great projects, but we have a couple of notable ones here. So let's start off with our number one guy. Who do we have?
So we have Daniel Kaluuya as Chris Washington. He is known for Judas and the Black Messiah, Black Panther, Nope, and Kick-Ass 2.
What's the other movie? Queen and Slim. It's another great movie with Daniel Kaluuya.
Okay.
You never seen the Queen and Slim?
No.
I don't think so.
God. No. Queen and Slim,
No.
just another great movie. I'm going to recommend that.
Okay.
For you and the listeners.
So for him in this movie, I really, really enjoyed his performance. I know we're going to talk about it later in acting, but I just need to give him his credit here.
His flowers,
he was so good.
Mm-hmm. Way better than he was in Nope. Way better.
I don't think his acting was bad. I just didn't understand Nope. Yeah. I don't think his acting in Nope was bad.
Nope was just it
was okay.
Movie.
Right.
It was just like...
It was one of those things that was created to be created.
Yeah.
I feel like the bar with Jordan Peele films is starting to go... I don't want to say the bar, right? Because I don't want to keep holding everything to the bar of Get Out. But if we're rating all Jordan Peele's films, Get Out is the best.
Right.
Get Out is the best. Nope is
Nope is the bottom.
I heard Us is probably somewhere in
the middle
there too.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Us.
Yeah. I saw the trailer for it, and I just never got around to actually watching it.
Yeah. Because Us came out before Get Out, right?
No,
it was Get Out first. And
Get Out in 2017, Us in 2019, and Nope last year, 22.
Gotcha. Okay, that's
right. And then he has another, I think he has another, doesn't he have one more, though?
He has like an animated film that he has with, he has an animated film, and then he did the remake of Candyman.
Yes, that's what it was, Candyman.
Yeah. Daniel Kaluuya, he, like I said, for somebody who's acting I'd never seen, did a great job. No, relevant but irrelevant. I didn't even know that he wasn't American. Like he played that American accent great.
Yeah.
What is he?
British?
English?
I'm asking.
I think so.
Yeah.
I've never heard him speak other than in an Americanized role.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I watch a lot of like interviews and stuff. Yeah. He's in Queen and Slim. He also has his actual accent. He's English, I believe.
That's crazy.
He does a great job.
Like Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah. That accent.
He's really great too with that.
Yeah.
Really, really
for
great.
sure.
There's so many people who can do that.
Hugh Jackman?
Yeah.
Dude.
Hugh Jackman has an accent?
Yeah.
Dude, he's
maybe I knew that.
He's British, I think, Hugh Jackman.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know.
There's so many actors that
Tom
are
Holland, Taron Egerton,
all of Marvel.
There's so many. There's so many.
There
are just so many British actors that can just do, or even not even British, just other actors that can do these American accents because they spent years training on it to get these types of roles.
You guys ever seen Orange is the New Black?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
that's a great show.
Morello, the crazy girl who talks about her husband all the time. She's like, I don't know what accent she has.
Like the New Yorker type style accent is what you're saying? She's the short one with the dark hair, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
she has, I don't even know what type of accent. She's like, let me tell you, I don't know
Oh,
what her
I was
accent
saying
is.
in the show, it's like in New York. In the show,
Yeah.
it's like a New Yorker.
But I'm saying in real life, her accent is like completely off of that.
Really?
It's like, I don't even know what the hell it is.
I haven't seen that show in a couple of years.
Yeah,
so
I stopped watching it.
I can't picture it in my mind.
I think I stopped watching it after. Oh God, I have no
Probably
idea.
after Poussey died.
Yeah,
Everybody stopped watching after that happened.
Yeah,
Or even from Orange is the New Black, Red, she has an
Yeah.
American accent.
Oh,
But she's
yeah.
like, she's Russian in the show.
Yeah, yeah.
The entire show, and she does that great.
Yeah.
So.
It's crazy.
But yeah, bringing it back, yeah, Daniel Kaluuya did his thing. I guess we're calling it his breakout role, from like the fear in his eyes to the tears to the I don't know. There's always this thing that like actors, you can tell when they're like it's their first role sometimes, like they're trying. I couldn't tell that with Daniel Kaluuya. The only reason I thought that it was Daniel Kaluuya's first time was because I'd never seen him. But you couldn't convince me otherwise.
I know. He seemed like he was a vet.
Right.
And the way that, where he was sitting on the chair for the first time talking to the mother,
Yeah.
and he's literally just got tears all in his eyes, and you
And
can
he's
see
so
his
focused.
Yeah, and
Yes.
you can see his eyes turning bloodshot too.
I know,
like,
that was
from
such a-
crying.
that
I
was
was like,
awesome.
this is insane. Like he's doing a fantastic job. I'm like, how does one do that?
Right.
Yeah.
It's so interesting.
I mean, I have a feeling some tears were artificial, but I've seen that
Never
done.
know.
We've done
Yeah,
that
we
before.
did. I forgot. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
I know, we did that.
I forgot all about that. Johnny helped
know.
me with my first independent short film. You
Yes.
were,
Wow.
first of all, God bless you for driving to Trenton 2 days, 2 days in a row or something like
Yeah.
that. And we did.
That was a hike.
Right. And it was
that
hot.
it's not the one you worked on with Justice too, right?
No,
Or
that
is a
was
different one?
just
That was his.
Oh,
Poison.
okay.
Damn, we've
Gotcha.
done a couple of things.
I know, we have.
We need to go out for lunch or something. I feel like I don't ever see you anymore.
I
We've
know.
done so much shit together. I'm
I
like, what the
know.
hell? But yeah, but for that film though, we had shout out Mesa Brown, who played Victoria, I think was the character's name in my film Used to Love You. We couldn't get her. I don't think she just. I'm not gonna say she didn't know, but I don't think I asked her to cry on demand. So it was like we were shooting her part, and then we were like, "Hold please," and then we had somebody, one of my PAs, drop eye drops in her eyes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
And then we'd shoot, do it again, shoot, do it again.
yeah.
Yeah, it was
It's
really
that,
cool.
That's like the film trick away around tears.
Yeah, kudos
Yeah.
to people who know how to cry on
yeah,
command.
I know.
I think he does because that looks so freaking real.
it looked good.
Yeah.
And I think if it was eye drops, you might have been able to tell because I don't think his eyes would have been as bloodshot.
Yeah, you can tell in our film. And Used to Love You, you can tell.
But yeah, up next we have Allison Williams as Rose Armitage, and she's known for only a few things, but she's known for this TV show called Girls. She was in 55 episodes of that. She's in The Perfection, and then she has this new movie that just came out, Megan.
I heard it was terrible.
I'm really, really
I heard
interested
it was
in seeing
so
it.
bad.
I really want to see it.
It's got to be bad. She's, Brian Williams used to host Nightly News on NBC.
I don't think so, no.
Okay, well, she's his daughter.
Oh, okay.
So like, her dad is very well known, like on television entertainment. The only thing I think I ever saw Allison Williams in is I think they did Peter Pan Live a couple years ago on
Yes,
NBC.
yeah, she was on that.
So that's the only thing that I've ever seen Allison Williams
Yeah,
in.
she just looks so familiar to me.
I know.
but I couldn't put it together.
Yeah.
Valley Girl.
I think it's just because we've seen a million trailers for Megan
Probably.
everywhere that we see her face.
Yeah.
So.
No, but Allison did her role in this too. I mean,
Yeah,
she
was
didn't.
good.
Her role definitely was not Daniel Kaluuya,
No.
but she
No.
played her like.
She was a really good supporting.
Oh my god.
She played her innocent,
character.
like, because
Like,
I
oh,
had
I don't
no
know.
idea until the Rose handed me the keys that
I
she was
know.
guilty.
Oh my god, that scene is so fucking
I had
good.
no idea that she was even guilty. I was still like confused, and I was like, the parents were definitely sus, obviously, because we saw the girl, the house. I don't know if she was the housewife,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Regina,
Yeah.
and whatever the guy, like the guy who
Walter?
they abducted. Walter, yes.
Yeah.
Until I seen Regina and Walter, so I knew the parents were sus. I had no idea that
Grandma and grandpa.
Yeah, I had no idea. Yeah, crazy, but yeah, Allison
That
Williams
shit's,
did her thing.
that shit's wild.
That's something I want to talk about, but we'll
Yeah.
get to it
Yeah.
later down
Yeah.
the road. Yeah, but dude, that scene, I was so conflicted with her. Like
know.
Vaughn said, I was like, is she good? Is she bad?
You don't
then
know.
and then
And
the
it's
key
such
scene,
a-
and I was
it-
like, you son of a bitch.
It's such an amazing build-up because he asked for the keys all the way upstairs, and then they go downstairs and
Grace,
he's
hand me
asking
the, Rose,
and
I don't know why I
asking.
keep saying Grace. Rose, hand me the keys.
Yeah. And then
Rose got those keys.
his performance in that scene especially is so good.
It's like it turns into like defeat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
He knows he's fucked.
yeah.
He is. And
No,
then
I can't give you those keys.
then all of a sudden, ding, and down he goes.
Yo, that right? Like, I'm sorry. You know I
Yeah.
can't give you the keys, Chris.
I know.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That was that like switch that she flicked was
Dude,
so
and
good.
it was crazy. She goes from crying
Yeah.
to stone face
Like that.
killing.
I know.
And it was
It was
insane.
awesome. It was really awesome.
It was great.
Right.
So yeah, if you want to read who we have up next here.
Yeah, playing the dad, Rose's dad, Dean Armitage. We had Bradley Whitford. Bradley Whitford's very well known in the game.
Yeah.
Cabin in the Woods. He did 155 episodes of West Wing. He played Stephen Sondheim in Tick Tick Boom, which is another
was
great
awesome.
film.
That's where
Yeah.
I knew him from. I
Yeah.
couldn't put it together. That's where
Did
I
he
knew
play
him from.
Sondheim? He was in it. I don't know if he
Yes,
played.
he did.
Okay.
I think he did.
Yeah. He was in an episode of Marvel's What If, and then he played in Godzilla
Yeah.
King of Monsters. Bradley Whitford.
I don't know I can't remember who
What
he
If?
played in What If. It was one episode, that's it though. So I couldn't remember. I read when I looked it up last night. But Tick Tick Boom, that was an episode that we did. I don't remember
You did
exactly.
Tick Tick
11.
Boom?
We did, dude.
Episode 11.
Ooh.
Episode 11, yeah.
What episode you at now? What is
23.
Well,
This
That
is
we-
23?
We
well,
just released
we
23.
just-
Okay.
Yeah.
And what episode is this?
I don't know.
Not sure yet.
Okay.
It'll come out within like 4 episodes from now. So.
Hopefully. Well, yeah, because that's
We have
that's what we have backed up already.
I know. We have so many
Content
episodes
kings.
backed up.
Content Kings.
We literally had to push like 3 episodes back already because we were just trying to stay with the times and do like Valentine's, Christmas,
Right.
Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween.
We recorded one Everything Everywhere when? October?
I don't know,
November?
but the Vanilla Sky episode was right before my birthday.
Yeah.
We recorded it, and it came
Because
out.
you're vanilla?
And
corny.
it came out
Almost a month ago.
January 23rd,
Yeah.
Oh,
And
shoot.
that was recorded in November. So
September.
September, yeah.
So
sorry.
you'll put this out in June for LGBTQ Pride Month.
Yeah.
Yep,
For
just
me.
for you.
There we go.
Yep. Love that.
Yeah, we have a good backlog of some really great films that I'm excited for you
Yeah.
guys to see.
Well, maybe not so great films.
Some of
We
them
got
are good,
Everything Everywhere,
though. Yeah.
Snyder Cut.
Snyder Cut
and,
sucks.
Yeah, Snyder Cut was ass.
Did you see that?
I have not seen it. What is that?
Don't bother.
Yeah, seriously.
Justice
It's the
League.
Justice League.
Oh, I'm
Snyder
not a
Cut.
superhero movie guy.
Yeah.
Never been a superhero movie
Yeah,
guy.
I remember you saying something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not me. No DC, no Marvel. Nada.
Yeah, that's okay though.
Justice League, it was terrible. I
Yeah.
just
No, wasn't very good.
No.
But up next we have Catherine Keener as Missy Armitage, and she was another face I recognized from something, and I was really curious, like, why do I know that face?
it
And
clicked
so
immediately for
I'm
me.
looking, and I see what she's known for: The 40-Year-Old Virgin, amazing
I knew
film. Capo, The Atom Project, which is such a really great film. Did you ever see that?
2.
No.
Yeah,
Holy shit!
That's another really great film. It's like a sci-fi-ish movie, but it's so good.
Yeah.
I gotta check it out.
It's
Episode 2.
episode 2 of our
podcast.
show.
I've never seen 40-Year-Old Virgin. I wanted to see it for the longest. I heard that's a classic film,
Steve
and it's Steve
Carell.
Carell.
Steve
Yeah.
Carell.
So
Yeah,
Steve
I think
Carell, not Will Ferrell. Seth Rogen.
it's old, but it's good. Old
Oh
now.
God,
at
who
least.
else? Who's the bald black guy from like Think Like a Man? What's his name? I can't think of it.
Bald black guy.
With it's
uh,
Think Like a Man with Kevin Hart.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
I know who you're talking about.
he's in it.
I got
don't know.
Yeah.
I got you. No, he's not bald. Terrence J. Romani Malco.
Yeah. Yep. He's
Okay.
in
He
it,
played the
and then-
mama's boy in Think Like a Man.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But say, I know all these other guys, but they're not bald.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He's the only bald one. He's in it, and I think there's one more person, and I can't think of it. But those are like the supporting cast.
I'm proud of you for watching Think Like a Man.
Yeah.
It's a great film.
I saw it years ago.
You watched part 2 also?
I think I did.
It's a great-
It's when it was, oh God, what was the second one? I think I watched it. I really do. I can't. I have to rewatch it to see if because I'll probably rewatch it and be like, oh yeah, I remember that.
The second one, they're in Vegas.
Oh yeah, where Kevin Hart gambles most of the money away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't see that.
Yep.
Great film.
So back to Catherine Keener. She's also known for Incredibles 2. She voices one of the characters. And then she's known for a newer film series, I guess you could say, Croods 1 and 2. She plays, I think, the mom. I never saw them, but my family has. They really
couldn't
enjoyed
care
it.
for them.
So they said that it's actually a pretty good movie series.
Incredibles 2, she plays the villain.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
But,
and up next we have Lil Rel Howery as Rod Williams.
I love this guy.
Hilarious.
He was so good.
Yeah, he's known for Free Guy, Bird Box, Judas and the Black Messiah, Angry Birds 2, and Tag. Was he in Tag? I thought that was Hannibal Buress.
No, it was him.
Confusing your black fellas?
I gotta admit though, they do look similar, both of them. Hannibal Buress
Hannibal Buress is bald, is he not?
No, he's got like tight knit hair, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think Hannibal Buress and Lil Rel Howery look alike. Oh, you know what? I'll give you that.
A little bit, but not.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Lil Rel has the salt and pepper beard though.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Lakeith Stanfield off rip in the movie, first lines is hilarious. Like his character as like the comedic relief best friend is established immediately from start to finish. Because even in the end, I'm mother effing TSA. Yeah, like I know. He has it.
Yeah. No, his role and his performance was perfect. I have no complaints about him at all in this film. I think he was honestly my second favorite character, besides Daniel Kaluuya. Mm-hmm. Just because he was that comedic relief, and I think it's easy for people to connect to, just because comedy is easy to enjoy, and I don't know. I think I really, really enjoyed his performance.
Yeah.
So, who else do you feel like could have played that role as the best friend in the film?
You know, off the bat, I think Kevin Hart. But
that's where I'm going.
Yes,
that's exactly what I was going to say.
I feel like if it was Kevin Hart, it would be too much of a distraction.
It'd be too much of a comedy.
I don't think so though, because yes, Kevin Hart is a bigger name than Lil Rel Howery, but we saw 3 scenes, maybe 4 scenes of Kevin Hart in the film. I mean, of Lil Rel in the film. Mm-hmm. So I think that just a little sprinkle of Kevin Hart would have been like.
Yeah, but I can't see little Kevin Hart as a TSA.
Yeah.
I think that probably would have made it funny. Because in Think Like a Man, Think Like a Man, he was Wendy Williams' husband.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Wendy Williams,
That's true.
Big as hell, Sasquatch.
Yeah, you're right.
And then if he shows up in the car and he just goes, I'm motherfucking TSA.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that would have been really good, actually.
Or even he plays kind of that role in like the weak, not the weak, but like the underdog in
Central
Ice Cube. Ride Along.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
also Central Intelligence with The Rock too.
Yeah.
A lot of his roles, he's just a pussy.
Well,
but that's just what he plays.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
But it's just true. That's just what.
You're not wrong though.
Love Kevin. So,
no, I love Kevin Hart.
Hilarious.
I could talk Kevin Hart films all day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, he's really great. So we have a couple of honorable mentions here if you want to mention some of them.
Yeah, we got Lakeith Stanfield as in the beginning, and you see him throughout the movie. He has the procedure done to him. We got Marcus Henderson. Marcus Henderson was Walter, the groundskeeper. He did a great job. I really have to say he did a fantastic job.
In a limited role, but he did good.
And then we have Caleb Landry Jones. He plays the brother. And did you know he was in X-Men First Class? He was the dude that screamed and he had the
Oh shit!
You didn't think he looked familiar at all?
I did a little bit, but I was confused. Like, how do I know this guy?
Yeah,
you know,
X-Men First Class.
Okay, that makes a connection. But I don't know. I didn't really enjoy.
The brother
I didn't like him. I feel like like you said, I don't think he was necessary.
I think he was too antsy. I think he wanted to just get right into it real quick.
For me, I think he didn't match the vibe of everybody else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Say he was a little bit different, more like the dad, more like playing a character. I think he would have fit a little bit better into the story. But maybe that's what they wanted. Someone who was ready to jump the gun and always be on top of things.
Somebody who's like a loose cannon who could slip it. Who could slip like that.
Almost reminds me of Donnie Darko, in a weird way. Cause he's a little fucking strange too.
Yeah.
And this, I don't know why I made that connection, but I feel like that just kind of is. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, I don't feel like I agree. I don't feel like he fit in with because he came in out of nowhere in the beginning when they were having like lunch or whatever, and was just like all up in his face. Then like when the whole like give him the keys thing is like finishing up, he's just like spinning the rake or whatever. Yeah, like whatever the hell he has.
I said that watching this movie. I said, of course he has a little lacrosse stick. That's the whitest sport you could play.
Right. That's what it was. Lacrosse.
I know, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Never played lacrosse. Never
No.
Never was into that.
In like gym class, but
lacrosse was always fun to me. Like I just you didn't wear a lot of pads and you hit people, so it was pretty. It was pretty fun.
I could never get into it, to be honest. So I don't know. Wasn't for me really. So.
I used to be a baseball guy, and then I switched to lacrosse because baseball was just too boring for me.
Yeah, I didn't like baseball either after a while. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much the cast. Is there anybody that we feel like we could have recasted besides Lil Rel?
I think the brother. If somebody, I mean, I think he did a great job, the brother, but he did like you guys said, he didn't fit into that thing unless that's just how they wrote him.
Yeah.
But I mean, we'll never really know. I think he was just too quick to kind of jump the gun and try to get Daniel Kaluuya to do the process. Like before they even, this is going to sound bad, but before they sold him to the artist.
Yeah. The blind guy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I think he was just too quick to jump the gun. He wanted to do the procedure like then and there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, but it was just
I can't think of anybody else that would play this role. The first person that comes to mind when I look at this guy, Caleb Landry Jones, is the old guy in the movie The Lovely Bones.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you ever seen that.
I have a long time ago.
Some girl like gets killed by like a guy who like has a hole in the ground or something like that.
My girlfriend and I watched it a while ago. I can't remember it though.
I don't know, but I just feel like this whole role was like unnecessary.
Yeah.
So, and then another last honorable mention is Betty Gabriel. She played. I said Regina earlier. It's Georgina. Sorry.
Yeah.
Who was the
housekeeper?
The housekeeper
or grandma.
But was actually the mother of the dad.
Yeah.
Or of the mom.
That's the.
I don't know. Who.
That's the thing.
It didn't
I think it was his father.
Yeah.
I think Walter was his father and Georgina was his mother.
Okay. Well, yeah.
So fucking.
Yeah. She played
crazy.
the black body that took the soul of Walter's mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some fucking.
And if you still don't ring a bell. No. That creepy woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She played a role good.
She was good.
She also that tear like
that shit was scary.
I'm sorry. I picked your phone up or whatever. Whenever he was like, "You have my phone."
I touched your property, and I'm sorry.
Your cellular phone. She says.
Your cellular device. Yeah, she did that. Played that creepy role good as hell.
That was good.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. So up next we have the director and his experience. We've mentioned his name a few times already. Jordan Peele.
Come on
everybody.
now.
Yep.
The legend.
So he's directed Get Out, Us, and Nope. Yep. His trilogy of movies, and then he's also written Get Out, Us, Nope, Keanu, Candyman, and a couple other projects.
I forgot about Keanu.
Probably a bunch of episodes of Key and Peele too. You know, just throw that out
there.
Has
to be.
They've been doing the show for how many years?
Yeah.
You know, of course he had to write some episodes.
I know.
Jordan Peele is revolutionary. I think Jordan Peele has redefined. I wouldn't even say redefined because I don't think it existed before. He defined black horror films.
Yeah, honestly, he did. Because I just feel like there wasn't many out there.
Right. I can't, and this just might be my ignorance. So somebody, let me know if I'm wrong. I don't think there are any. You said you can't think of too many. I don't think there are any.
Yeah.
Like horror films or thriller films like this. Not only with a leading black cast, but this is like the first. I would put Get Out and everything that and Us and Nope and everything Jordan Peele creates in a whole other like category
of horror.
Of horror, like its own thing because they're defined and they make you think 20 different ways. Like Us too. Us is like you have to think back and like in the end the plot twist that like the mom who's been in the real world this whole time is the tethered one. So. You haven't seen it. I'm just talking to a wall. Sorry.
No, I'm confused.
We're letting you go. We're letting you.
No, that's good.
Get your opinions out.
It's like History Month. No, but yeah, like it's just a lot of twists and turns, and then like even like Us, I think Jordan Peele like how he gives a lot of like casting. He gives a lot of black people opportunities. I can kind of see Jordan Peele starting a lesser of what Tyler Perry has, because Tyler Perry has his people. He has like his Cassie Davis, his Levan Davis, his Lance Gross, and all the people he usually casts and all the things that he usually does, and that's kind of becoming like the Daniel Kaluuya is kind of becoming that for
Definitely.
Jordan Peele.
Yeah. I would.
And
agree.
then like casting Keke Palmer in Nope, and casting who's the main black guy in Us? What's his name? Winston Duke or Lupita Nyong'o. Like that's just I love that. So Jordan Peele's putting people on, and Jordan Peele setting like a new record for like where he belongs on the map of entertainment.
Yeah, he's, like you said, he's giving a lot of people opportunities. There's so many people that are quote unquote no names or have little experience, and their performances in certain films are astronomical.
Right.
Like in Nope, there's the side character. I can't remember his name. Yes, Angel. His performance
he was the best
so
part of
good.
Nope. He was the best part of Nope.
I would agree. I think he was fantastic in that
The
film.
Asian guy?
Is he Asian?
No. I know who
you're talking about. You're thinking of Jupe. Angel was the tech guy.
Yes. The guy kept installing security.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was
the best
great.
part.
He was great.
Yeah. But moving forward, what do we have up next?
So we have visual and sound effects, and the reason I changed it from just visual effects is because sound effects were a huge part of this movie.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Music or sound in general.
Yeah.
I know.
That's another thing.
Fucking-
To tie it in with Jordan Peele, every single one of his films has like it's a soundtrack.
I know. It is.
Like Redbone was the song for this, and that
Yep.
was like a whole thing. And then there was like, different little sound effects and stuff. The little I don't even know how to make the sound effect, but like when you hear
the
it,
cup? Are you talking
there was
about?
the cup was big.
Yeah, the cup.
Then there was like when we kind of like saw something, but we weren't sure what it was. It was like a little. I don't know how to explain what it was. And then like in Us, it was the creepy version of I Got Five on It. Like he does that like
kind of like a slow down.
dun dun dun.
Gotcha.
Dun, dun, dun. In Us, like come on, Jordan Peele just like knows that sound is just like
sound is such a huge aid to our emotions, and I feel like what he did without those certain sound effects and the music, it doesn't make the movie as menacing. Or
like think about
as
the sound
thrilling as it
effect
is.
when when the groundskeeper.
Yeah, Walter.
Think about it when Walter's doing the Get Out challenge and the run.
Yeah.
That like scary. I don't know how to explain it, but like
no, I know what you mean.
Yeah, if that sound wasn't happening, you'd just be like, why is he running towards me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You think it's kind of funny compared to it being fucking scary,
Right.
you know?
Sorry, I scared you during my workout last night.
Yeah. Dude was
we
so
should talk like that the
weird.
entire podcast.
Oh
Just
god.
monotone and
Yeah.
just.
I think the conclusion of the film was quite splendid.
But yeah, some sound effects, the stirring of the tea, like we mentioned, dude.
Iconic.
That pissed me
Yeah.
off though when she was stirring that while he was sitting in the chair for the first time, and then I'm slowly like realizing like, oh, she's hypnotized. Like this is happening.
I know.
And I'm like, but in my head, I'm like, shut the fuck up, stop it.
Yeah. Well, he even said like, so you do dangle a thing in front of people and
Pocket watch.
pocket watch, and she said no. So I'm thinking like, okay, so how does she actually do it? And then we eventually see her with the cup, and I'm like, that sound is like ingrained in my mind.
I can't make tea now around my girl or around my parents without them saying, "You trying to put me to the sunken place?" No, I'm just trying to make some damn tea.
Yeah. One for me I found here was in the cellular phone scene where Georgina confronts what's his name? Daniel Kaluuya.
Yeah.
Chris, thank you. Chris Washington, about his phone being unplugged. You can slowly hear her moving closer and closer to him. You hear the creaks in the floor.
Oh, shoot.
And it's so scary. I loved it.
I was watching.
Really, really
I was
great.
watching it here with him, and I go, the floor just creaked. He goes, "Yep."
Yeah.
And like,
It's
it
menacing.
was just something that you slightly pick up on.
Yeah.
But it gave that scene a little more of a creepy aspect to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, if it wasn't creepy enough already.
Which it was, because her performance in that scene was
Yeah.
batshit crazy.
Right.
It was perfect.
One of the sounds that I think is important is you think it's silent, right? But then when Chris takes the picture of Andre at the party,
Yeah.
it's like a
Yeah.
and it
I
goes
know.
completely silent. Like you would think like there's nothing going on, and then and it puts you into this other like I guess universe to let you know that like, Andre was affected. And then when Lakeith Stanfield started doing the get out, that's crazy. I kind of just had like a seizure just now.
Similar to that, we mentioned it before when Chris Washington goes upstairs and the entire house, the entire house goes silent.
That was fucking weird.
Oh yes, and they're
that
like in
so
the party
eerie.
downstairs, and they're looking like
Yeah. That was kind of
so
scary.
Eerie.
Yeah, it was. I was confused at first, like why.
Yeah.
But like that was a really, really cool aspect of the film that they did there.
And then they do the literally silent auction.
Yeah.
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 It's so weird.
I'm not gonna start doing gang signs.
And I even said it to him too. I was like, I was watching it and I go, why? How do they all have bingo? I was like, what does he do? I was like, what is he doing with his fingers?
Their
And
code word.
I was like, why do they all have bingo on their card? And then I'm watching it. The camera
you see the picture of Chris.
pans out.
You see his forehead.
Yeah,
as it
you
slowly
see
goes down.
the portrait, and I'm like, oh my god, they're buying him. I go, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Right.
That shit was fucking terrible.
Yeah.
And then of course it's the artist who ends up trying to, not trying to, the guy who ends up buying him.
Yeah.
Crazy
What
scene.
was his name? The artist. I don't remember.
I don't remember either, to be honest with you. But I liked his character though, the artist.
Yeah.
And I thought he was like the good guy, pretty much.
So did I. John even heard me say it. As soon as he
Jim Hudson. Oh, you want his real name or the character?
character.
Yeah.
The character is Jim Hudson.
Jim Hudson.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah, and then as soon as he bought Daniel Kaluuya, I was like, damn it! I thought he was a good guy. I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
I know.
I liked him.
I thought so too, to be honest.
Yeah. But it makes sense why he wanted.
Yeah.
You know, to see
Chris.
and have the eye that Chris has
Exactly.
for photos.
Yeah, that was really, really cool.
Executed well, yeah.
Yeah. Are there any other sound effects or visual effects that we want to
I
mention?
liked when he was just going to the the sunken place.
Yeah.
That's what it's called, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. I really enjoyed that. I thought that was just cool and very well done, especially the way it showed like a kind of like he was watching
box.
his own life on a big screen,
Mhm.
pretty much.
In like that universe or
Yeah.
whatever it's supposed to be, yeah.
Yeah. Because he mentioned that he was just stuck sitting there watching TV
Yeah.
as his mom
He's
was dying.
paralyzed. Yeah.
And you see him picking at the bed
Picking
frame.
picking cotton, literally. That's exactly what that's what they said the parallel was.
Really?
He was picking
Oh,
cotton,
okay.
and it still goes with the whole like slave thing. Because then he pulls the cotton out of his ears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn.
Another just like quick sound. I didn't like care for this. Like it didn't matter to me, but
Mhm.
it's just something that I thought was interesting. Jordan Peele also explained that when they hit the deer in the beginning of the movie, the deer makes a noise, and that's him. That's Jordan Peele's voice.
Is it
There's also-
really?
yeah, he made the sound of the injured deer, and then at some point there's a commercial on TV, and Jordan Peele is the voice of that.
Oh, okay.
So
Huh.
it's interesting. I just implement yourself.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I never knew that.
Mm-hmm.
So up next we have cinematography. There are a lot of really, really good shots in this film.
Yeah. A lot of good over the shoulder,
Yeah.
just simple cinematography that's
Yeah.
used in this film.
A lot of rack focus I noticed in some
Yep.
points, and then in the scene where they're playing quote unquote bingo, the scene where you eventually see the portrait of Chris, it
Great
slowly
pan out.
pulls out,
Yeah.
and it looked really nice. I loved it. It was really, really well done.
Yeah.
And then there was one more that I liked when Chris and Rose are on their walk, and they're both sitting on the bench looking away from the camera. That shot is beautiful.
Yeah.
Of like the sunset going down. That was really nice. I like that because they're using the rule of thirds. So the rule of thirds is the screen's broken up into 9 squares, and you can see them. They're on the right side, and the sunset's on the left. So it looked really nice.
Yeah.
For sure.
I really like the shot of when Walter is like fucking bare ass running to him, just hustling, and
Get
then
out
he
challenge?
just and then he just cuts. Like it and the music helped with that too. It was very weird and it was very eerie and it just kind of checked all the boxes off for me. That was a really good scene.
Yeah, I would agree.
And then of course the scene with Chris and Missy, where she's hypnotizing him to stop smoking, but also, setting in those kind of, I guess you could call them like factory resets almost, where, she does one move of the spoon clanking on the teacup and he's out.
Yeah.
It was
cool.
It was really cool, and I think the shot that was all over the memes and like was even the cover of this movie, it was just really freaking good.
Yeah, that's what he was
It
just
was
looking
insane.
at.
Yep.
Yeah, it was really awesome. Any shots that you can think of that you really liked?
I'm not a big like cinematography guy. In terms of like appreciating shots, there was a lot of things I appreciate. A lot of the detail that went into not the shots themselves, but setting up some of the shots. And I don't know when we'll have that conversation, but like things like, I don't know if you guys know, like throughout the whole party, Chris is the only one wearing blue. Everyone else is wearing some form of red because he's I think the only black guy other than Andre, but like he's his own like entity and people are watching him. Or things like that's like Easter eggs. So actually that's what that is. So
Okay.
we'll get to that.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But yeah, that's pretty much it, I think, for cinematography.
Yeah. I mean, there's really not much else to go on. It's basic cinematography, over the shoulders, medium shots, stuff like that.
Right. Now you want to talk about the music?
Yeah.
Come on. I told Redbone, great. Run Rabbit Run in the
Beginning and then the end.
Terrifying.
Shit was scary, and now that's all over
Terrifying,
TikTok,
yeah.
and it's one of my least favorite sounds on TikTok because it's so damn scary.
Right.
We're going to
It's
put
like
it on
eerie.
this TikTok clip.
Yeah,
Right, John?
yeah. I don't like that sound at all.
Oh, it's terrible. Especially when it goes
Did
from
you
the
try to
normal...
trigger him? You were like, we're going to put that on here, right, Johnny? And he just
Yeah.
said,
I'm the
I don't
one,
like it
I'm,
at all.
I'm the one that posts the TikToks anyway.
Well, I make them
He
though.
has to watch
Yeah,
it.
but you don't have to put the sound. I'm going to put the sound.
All right. So
Um,
yeah,
That was a moment.
I just didn't like that song at all, and I didn't even know it was in this movie, because
Yeah.
it was so popular now
Well,
rather than
Right.
then.
Thing is, we were on a call last night. We were in like Discord, and I'm watching it, and I think he's watching TikToks in the beginning, because I hear the run rab, and I'm like, is that actually in the movie? And then the door opens and it gets louder. I was like, oh shit, that's actually in the movie. I thought his TikTok was just like
Yeah.
coming through the microphone.
Yeah.
But I hate the TikTok sound where it goes normal and then it goes to the like deep inversion, like the slowed down deep. That's the worst.
I know.
I don't like that. I'm not a fan.
Yeah. No thanks.
Yeah, no. Now we're gonna take a quick break to mention our merch, which I'm wearing right now.
Woo!
God, I
Vincent
don't know.
like eats, sleeps, and breathes his merch.
I do.
I've never seen you wear anything else.
Really?
There was that one time I saw you wear a thong, but that was about it.
Whoa.
Just the
Pause.
just that.
I don't know
Oh, we
about
pausing
that.
in 2023, man. We're transparent, gender fluid. I done said two things. I'm sharing. I'm sharing my open. I am a I'm a heterosexual man. I'm a heterosexual. Get to the damn plug.
Damn.
So
cut
we
this part
got.
out.
I'll save it for my own
Yeah.
collection.
Right, with the thong.
Yep,
That works.
exactly. So we have some great merch. We have hats, we have T-shirts, we have mugs, we have cups, we have crew necks, hoodies, phone cases. Yes, stickers.
You have pop sockets?
I could probably make pop.
We could.
sockets.
That's a bit. I'm looking for a new pop socket, but that's also, I know pop sockets are big.
Use promo code GETOUT for 15% off. No spaces. One whole thing. Get out for 15% off your purchase.
In terms of acting, Daniel Kaluuya was absolutely phenomenal. I know we touched on it before, but like I need to give him his flowers again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. And was there anybody that we feel like didn't do a good job in this film?
Just the brother. I was
Yeah.
very off put by the brother. Other than that,
That's kind of what I was thinking as well. Just the brother.
other than that, I think everybody played their role in this film.
Yeah. So I want to agree, but I feel like the brother didn't do a bad job. I think that it was the writing. Personally.
That's
So I
exactly.
think he did a good job at what he was given.
I think they wrote him to be a little like jump the gun kind of character because he's still new to this. Like, he's younger than Rose. He's still new to this and he's still learning and he just wants to go after it. He doesn't want to, prep and prime these character people.
Mm-hmm.
No, because even in the beginning, he's trying to put him in a headlock
Yeah, exactly.
Right off rip. Oh my
I
god,
know.
I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
at dinner. That was a little strange.
Mm-hmm.
So
And then the mom just like stone cold stop it.
yeah,
I was like, whoa. It was
weird.
it's a
a
little
little weird. But
I like the dynamic that Missy and Dean had off each other. I mean, I feel like it's important to have that mom dad
Yeah.
back and forth.
yeah, that's
And
true.
then like I hate films that like parents are the typical like, oh, like make sure you pack your lunch for school, sweetie. Like they played. I mean, these are grown. Rose and Chris are grown people, but like I'm glad it was like the dad played that alpha male role, but he was still creepy. You know, it wasn't just like the typical standard because they were a big part of the film.
Yeah, exactly.
You couldn't just write them as like you couldn't just like have those as written off characters like like they're here for like one scene. So they did good on that.
No, that's true. I feel like everybody just did a really good job. I don't have any complaints in terms of bad acting. I think that's pretty much it for acting. What about you, Vinny?
I completely agree with both you two. I think the brother, if that's the way he was written, he did a great job with the writing. And like Vaughn was saying, you know, Missy and Dean were great. How their chemistry was insane. And, you know, Dean still had that alpha male role, like he was saying. It was really, really well done. I think everybody did a great job. Rose especially, she goes from this worried, this worried girlfriend to, Psycho. I can't give you the keys. You're not getting the fuck out of here. Yeah. Like, it was insane. And then she pissed me off, though. She's fucking upstairs in her room, headphones on. She bites half a fucking Fruit Loop. What is wrong with you? Eat the whole goddamn Fruit Loop.
Yeah, that was strange. Did you notice that?
That's one of the Easter eggs I want to get to.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, you're good.
That's fine. Let's just jump right into it then.
That's well, not biting the Fruit Loop, but the Fruit Loop scene. So she eats. What is it? She pours the Fruit Loops.
They're separate.
They're separate. She has a glass of milk and a bowl of Fruit Loops.
You know why? Because they're keeping people of color separate from whites. So the milk is the white and the Fruit Loops are people of color. So they're keeping them separate.
Damn.
That's a very interesting subliminal message.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I would have never thought of that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Shit. Another one is like when in the beginning of the film when they hit the deer on the way to the parents' house. The reason, so I don't know if hopefully you've watched the film. If not, if you picked up on the fact that the cop asks Chris for his license.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Rose is like, but he wasn't driving. And she's constantly pushing like, well, we don't need to give you his license. He's not driving.
Right.
The reason she didn't want Chris to give the cop his license is because then there would be record that they were on the drive together.
Yeah.
You're right.
And she was abducting him.
Oh, man.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's
like
crazy.
There's so much deep shit in this film. But it's crazy.
And the thing is like there would be no record of it, but also she looks like the good guy for standing up for black rights and not playing into that character that her family, that's nuts. That's insane.
That is really good.
Damn. But if we don't have any more Easter eggs, we're gonna jump into.
Hold on.
You have more?
I'm looking at a list.
Yeah.
My bad.
Because this film, no, you're good. There's this scene where Georgina, is looking at her. She's looking out the window essentially, Vinny.
Oh
she's looking out the window. What she's doing there, she's fixing her scars for when they did the lobotomy surgery.
Oh shit!
Because she fixes what looks like a wig. Well, I guess it might be a wig.
That's what I thought.
So. But no,
I thought it was a wig.
She's looking at the reflection and she's picking her scars. Great thought. The thing where Chris is picking the chair, he's picking cotton, and because this whole slave and black segregation thing, that's another one.
Can we mention while you mentioned that? How did he get that in his ears?
Yeah, there's no way he could have gotten that in his ears. No way.
His hands were tied down.
His hands were here, and
how was he bending over to get that?
And
he got out though because he got out because didn't he knocked out?
No, but the reason he got out is because the brother unhooked him.
Okay, you're right.
Dude's got to be flexible.
Yeah,
right. Able to get down there and turn his hand around, and put that in his ears.
Especially if they actually had one across. I don't think they did. I think it was just his arms and legs. So. But still, you got to bend down, and you also got to make sure, say your arms are pretty long. You have to bend down and also get your. It doesn't make sense.
I don't know.
That's really my only mistake.
Your only gripe about it?
No.
Gripe. You have more gripes?
Well, yeah, with the Fruit Loop.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She bites half the Fruit Loop, and then she goes to typing, and then the Fruit Loop's nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
And also the way she drank the milk. She took the tiniest little sip, stopped, and then took more, stopped, took more. And it's
weird.
If you're going to just drink the fucking milk.
I know.
Yeah.
But do you have any other Easter eggs here?
Two more. These are smaller. One of them is you start to like Rose is very asympathetic when they hit the deer.
Yeah.
Because she just is like this lifeless person, but like nobody, you don't really pick up on that. Like, but she's like, oh yeah, we hit a deer. The cops just like, the cops come. She's just like, oh well, yeah, we're trying to get to my parents' house. And she's very asympathetic, which is kind of like foreshadowed to like she has no regard for anybody's feelings.
Yeah.
Because
that's true.
How the end of the film goes.
I almost want to say the same for him, because he went back and checked on the deer.
Yeah.
Well, the same thing. They mentioned this same kind of feeling for him. How he always is checking on people now that he didn't check on his mother.
Yeah.
Right.
So he checks on the deer. He checks on the grandmother.
Okay, I didn't think about that.
I just picked that up now, but yeah, they kind of do the same thing with him.
Well, because he even says it in the car. He goes, "No, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it."
And then he did.
Yep.
Yeah, man. It's a lot of great Easter eggs that like you really have to sit back and look and be like, damn, this is why. And I've always this is part of like when I said I wanted to make a film like this. How do you? I mean, it takes years and years of talent and the genius that is Jordan Peele's mind. Think about these little subliminals and things to make this film work.
Yeah, it's very interesting and cool how he does these sort of things and just puts them in like very, very subtly.
Yeah, no, you're right. But moving forward, let's talk about some movie ratings on websites. To start off, we have IMDb with a 7.7 out of 10. Next is Rotten Tomatoes with a 98%. And Metacritic... That's high.
That's real high.
Yeah. Some high praise.
Yeah.
But closing it out, we have Metacritic with an 85 and a must-see rating. So, do we agree or disagree with these?
What's up with IMDb?
It's kind of low, to be honest.
Yeah.
I like the Metacritic score. I'm fond of that. An 85.
I can't give it Rotten Tomatoes. That's so high.
Yeah, it's really high. It's got to be like...
I'm in between the two.
It's 98%.
98%.
It's really high.
What do you think is worth a 98% Rotten Tomatoes film?
I don't know.
It's really tough to say.
I know.
Let me ask you this: when you guys usually do this show with other movies, do you often agree or disagree with Rotten Tomatoes scores?
The thing is, Rotten Tomatoes varies a lot.
It does, but they also have their critic rating and then the audience rating, and they're always so different. Yeah, every time.
Absolutely, I've noticed that.
So we could be doing a movie and Rotten Tomatoes could be, a 40, but we would think it's like a really good movie. And these other two scores would think, it's higher than the Rotten Tomatoes one.
Yeah.
Like Bullet Train, Glass Onion, I'm pretty sure too. Actually, Rotten Tomatoes might have given it. I don't remember, but
I can't remember either, to be honest.
But Bullet Train, it gave it like a 40, and like it was a really good movie.
Yeah. That was a good episode too.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm in between Rotten Tomatoes and Metacritic. 7.7 is too low for me. So
I agree.
So yeah, jumping forward into opening weekend overall earnings, the budget for this film was really small, only $4.5 million. Blumhouse Productions, they put forward that money to make this movie happen.
Blumhouse Productions is like everything.
Yeah, they're horror.
They did the most recent Halloweens. I'm pretty sure. Or all of the Halloweens. I'm not 100% sure.
4.5 mil is not bad, especially for what it made out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just, my left
what
pocket.
What did it make? What was
so overall, they made $255 million. Damn. Gross. And then opening weekend, they blew it out of the water. In only 2.7 thousand theaters, they made $33.4 million.
Yeah, I got that sitting in my bank account.
Yeah, right? No biggie.
Yeah.
You go to William Patterson.
Yeah.
That's easy.
They made back...
They did good.
And then some.
Yeah. I know. So
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Do you want to mention these two the awards real quick before we wrap it up? Yeah.
Okay.
Or do you want to?
Yeah, I got you. The Oscar.
Okay. Yeah.
The Oscar that this film won, well deserved. I think it got robbed of Oscars. Yeah. But it won
152 total things.
What?
Yeah. Overall, across
all awards.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. What? Okay.
Yeah.
It won Best Original Screenplay. Jordan Peele won for Get Out, as it should have.
Yeah.
You know what got snubbed at the Oscars? Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
It's really good.
That is really good.
It's a really, really good movie.
It
got snubbed.
One that you guys just did that I haven't seen yet, but I want to get into, Glass Onion.
Oh,
or
so
Knives
good.
Out. Knives Out
both
and then Glass.
So good.
Yeah,
Glass Onion is the second one?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's not like
phenomenal.
It's not like sequential.
Okay.
You don't need to watch one to watch the other.
Yeah.
Got you.
It helps a little bit just to understand the character
understand the detective character.
Because he's the only continuing piece from both.
Kind of like Death on the Nile and Murder on the Orient Express.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, 152 wins. Good. I want to know what other. I'm gonna look up and try. I want to know what other like awards.
I didn't
Probably
write them
like
down,
different.
but-
It might just be like different film festivals because
Yeah,
I know
That's
a
what it
lot
was,
of the film festivals and there's
Critics' Choice, Golden
exactly.
Globes, British Academy Film, American Film Institute. Okay. Yeah, well deserved.
Mm-hmm. So moving into our favorites, for me, my favorite scene is a sunken place scene.
The first one or
yeah.
the second one when
The
he
first one.
drops. Ooh, I made you think.
Yeah,
That's a first. I stumped you.
Ooh.
I think the one where he sinks, that one's cool. That is really cool. So that's my favorite scene.
Where you see him sitting in the chair and then in the bed and where...
Yeah, then he goes down. My favorite quote, it's not one single line, it's a conversation. And you mentioned it earlier in this. It's between Rod and Chris. And Rod says, I mean, I told you not to go into that house. I mean, and Chris says, how did you find me? Rod Williams says, I'm TS motherfucking A. We handle shit. That's what we do. Consider this situation fucking handled. Best line.
It was great.
Best line.
Yes. It was so funny.
good. I just love him as a character in this movie, so that was fantastic.
As soon as he got into the car and he goes, I told you not to go into that house, I was pissing myself laughing. It was hilarious.
So
Would you like to go?
One of my favorite scenes, and I like this scene because when you look back at the film, it kind of gives you more explanation as to everything, and a more understanding is when Chris and Dean are like on their little walk, and he's like meeting them. There's one shot, movie podcast.
Me and John just looked at each other.
There's a shot where they're in the house and Dean says, I would have voted before Obama for a third term if I could.
Yeah.
He's really trying to like push this agenda that he's pro-black and he's an ally. That's like the beginning of like this is questionable. And then when they're like on the walk and like around the house and he's like, oh yeah, this is like my parents and like he was an Olympian and she did whatever the hell she did.
Yep.
Because then you could learn later that like that's who Walter and Georgina are. And you kind of like learn, you take everything that they said in that conversation and it comes back full circle.
Right.
So I really like that scene just because it puts a lot of things into perspective once you watch it back a second time or once it's over.
Yeah, exactly.
Favorite quote?
Favorite quote? Circle back to me.
All right.
Okay.
So my favorite scene is it's not really just one scene. It's the whole pretty much, I guess, 15-minute ending.
Yeah.
I really love the escape.
It's so jam-packed with
Besides
action.
the part where he takes the cotton out of his ears, but besides that, I really enjoyed it where, he beats the brother with the bocce ball and then he just stabs Dean with the antlers and then
That was great.
It was crazy. And the way he caught that knife, he just not even phased, put his hand up and took that knife straight through the hand. Are you
That
kidding
shit was
me?
crazy.
Yeah. And then how he was so smart to try to open the door again so that the brother would kick it and he just stabbed him with the scissors. Like it was
genius.
Yeah, it was really well done.
Yeah.
I loved the whole sequence of it and it was perfectly choreographed, perfectly thought out, and it was really, really smart.
I would agree.
Yeah. And my favorite quote is when, everything turns to shit. It's right at the part, and it's from Rose, and she just says, I can't give you the keys, right, babe? And that's right when she just goes from panic and hectic and crying to
Straight face.
Yeah, straight faced. I can't give you the keys. You're not leaving.
The performance in that scene is just top tier.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is my favorite quote, but I like this quote. So this is what's coming to mind right now. I have two actually. In the beginning, when Chris asks Rose, "Do they know I'm black?" and she's just like, "Oh, it's like, oh, is that something supposed to know? Hey, mom and dad, my black boyfriend is coming." It's just funny because if you know me, I make a lot of "'cause I'm black" jokes. And it also sets the pace, for like this innocent character that Rose is quote unquote playing.
Yeah.
And then the other one is, I don't know, and I guess it goes back to an Easter egg too. I think Dean says it. He's calling the deer bucks. And he's talking about how he doesn't like the deer and how he says like, I'm sick of it. They're taking over. They're like rats. They're destroying the ecosystem.
Shit.
I picked up on that. I did.
And a buck is a racial slur that kind of.
I never caught on that.
Yeah, it's a slur that refers to angry black men who don't respect
I never knew about the buck part, but I put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah,
when he was talking about the deer.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Shit,
I never knew about the buck though.
I never knew that. Damn.
I don't know if I'm gonna have to censor this or not. We're talking about deer.
Deer, yeah. There we go.
Jinx.
So, yeah, that's it for favorite quotes, favorite scenes, and now we can give our final rankings.
Yeah.
So we rate these on 3 different scales: acting, plot, and overall. Out of 10, we'll let you go first.
All right, acting. See, I told you I'm real biased. This is a great movie,
I know.
but now that y'all like said 98 from Rotten Tomatoes is too much, I'm gonna feel like you're gonna like clown me.
No.
Acting.
Whatever you think.
It's all your opinion, man.
Whatever you feel like it deserves.
We're in America. My opinion doesn't matter.
But it's
acting-
February though, so it does.
Right. Well, this isn't being posted in February.
But it's February now, so
Yeah.
it matters.
Okay, so it matters at this moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you're listening, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Acting. I'm gonna give it an 8.
Okay.
On 1 to 10 or 1 to
Out
5.
Yeah.
of 10.
Yeah,
Out of
1
10?
out of 10.
I'm gonna give it an 8.
I thought you were going to go higher, to be honest, but
I feel like there was acting better than others, which is why I'm giving it an 8.
Okay.
Like if we're talking about Chris's acting, 10. If we're talking about Lil Rel Howery's acting, 10. If we're talking about like,
the brother,
yeah,
he brings it down.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But as a cast, I'll give it like an 8.5. I'll push it to 8.5. What's the second one?
Plot
Plot.
or story.
10.
Yeah.
It's getting a 10 for me because there's nothing else in the history of the medium that exists like this film. So many twists, turns, so many like Easter eggs and hidden plots and hidden agendas. And it's just a different take than what we usually see on like, oh, like I'm taking you to meet my parents. Like who the hell thinks of concepts like this?
Yeah.
It makes me scared.
That's
A
true.
lot of people were very confused. Like, is he trying to tell us something? And then overall, the film is 10 too high. I'm in love with this film,
If you
bro.
think
If you think it's a 10, it's a 10.
I'm gonna give it a 9 for the general population. I'm sure there's fuck it. I'm gonna give it a 10. Fuck it.
Fuck it, we ball.
Fuck it, people. It's getting a 10. Acting is superb and the storyline's superb and the effects and the thought process and how it makes you feel afterwards. It turned me on.
Yeah. Okay.
You gonna say pause?
Nah,
I was about to.
2023.
Yeah, it's okay.
But you yelled at us already for saying pause, so I figured I wouldn't.
One of the things, well, I'll let y'all share and then I just have a random fact. But yeah, I'm giving overall a 10. Great film.
For me, acting, I'm gonna give it an 8 as well.
Okay.
Plot, I'm gonna give it a 9. And overall, I'm gonna give it a 9. It was so good. This movie, I really, really loved it. And it's so intricate, and all the twists and turns are just, they make you think so much, and it was such a great watch to watch it again after 6 years of not seeing it. So I definitely will be watching it again pretty soon.
Although it's such a great film, you can't watch it so often because it ruins the... Because I'm not a guy that watches films and TV shows. Like, once I watch an episode of something, I can't watch it for another couple of years because I know what I'm expecting.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Get Out is one of those films that you need to watch it. You like to watch it often, but because there's so many twists and turns, if you watch it, it'll spoil it, but it'll still, you might find something new. Like I feel like I find something new about I found out something new about the film every time I watch it.
Right.
That's good. Yeah, I like
It's
that.
like a happy medium.
Yeah.
What about you, Vincent?
Acting, I'm going to give it an 8.
Okay.
And,
All across the board?
yeah. And no, not all across the
Oh,
board.
I said
but-
8.5.
Yeah.
What?
I said 8.5.
No, I know, but I'm saying just 8 for acting.
No, but I'm saying all of us
Yeah,
said
3
8.
of us.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay, gotcha. Sorry. And then plot, I'm gonna give it a 9. I thought the plot was really good. Overall, I'm gonna give it an 8. You know, little aspects here and there that kind of ticked me off.
Okay.
Didn't hit the mark for me, but altogether, for the first time watching this film, I thought it was fantastic. I really did. I thought it was really, really good. And it's nothing. You know, nothing tore me away from the film. You know, I was engaged pretty much the entire time, and the story was the reason.
You have to be.
Yeah, well, and the
have
story
to.
was the
Yeah.
reason for that. That's why I'm giving the plot a 9, because it was really, really good, and Jordan Peele did a great job of putting this story together.
It was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So that's it.
Man, shout out to Jordan Peele. A lot of people are saying that his films, Get Out, U.S., or it's called Us, but like Nope, like all the titles are like him trying to say like get out of the U.S. or like, you know, trying to make messages. Like,
yeah, I heard that too.
I don't know what his next film is gonna be titled, but you know, I hope it's in the works because Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Not a fan. I was not a fan.
Go check out that episode.
We had a good discussion, but the movie itself I didn't like.
You know,
it was okay.
Can't all be winners.
Yeah, exactly. So the other two were, like you said, Us was great.
Yeah.
And this was just
phenomenal.
fantastic.
Superb.
This was really, really good.
This was
Excelente.
great. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up this episode. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for
Vaughn,
tuning
for
in.
being here.
Thank you all for having me.
so
This was supposed to happen a while ago, and I flaked out. I apologize, but I'm here.
Life
and
happens, man. It's all good.
I'm big supporters of what the both of y'all do. I'm being nice to Vincent. John, I'm talking to you.
Wow.
No, I'm big supporters of what the both of y'all do because there's nothing else like this in general, but specifically like in this radio station. And I'm glad that there's two people who are not only committed like you guys, but who care enough to dissect and watch these films, and put as much thought into it and share your opinions because, like I said, there's nothing else like this. So
yeah,
I really love what you guys do, and if there's anybody who's gonna do it right, I have no doubts that it's gonna be the both of you. So
thank you.
Right.
We appreciate
really
it.
appreciate
of course.
it.
Yeah.
Did you want me to read anything else on this script?
No, but
nice message.
I think that's good.
That's good. Thank you. Cut. No, but thank you so much for being on the show. Shout out Vaunt League.
Yeah. Oh, do you want to plug your socials and
Media
anything?
Mogul in the making?
That's right. That's my Vaunt League Media Mogul in the making. You can follow me at Vaunt League on Instagram or follow me at Vaunt League everywhere. At Very Late WPTV. That's my late night TV show. And at Commute BNR, that's our morning radio show, Morning Commute, Mondays and Thursdays from 8 to 10 a.m. on Brave New Radio. Yeah, so I'm a bunch of places.
Yeah.
If you want to see my face again or you
Everywhere.
want to hear my voice again.
Everywhere I turn, I see him.
You will never get tired.
Scares me at
Or
night.
you might get tired, but you'll never get rid of me.
There we go.
What'd you say?
I said it scares me at night because John said I see his face everywhere.
I do. Everywhere I turn in this building, I see you.
So many people say that. This girl who works here now, I'm not going to name her, but like before she worked here,
You made me name drop, but you ain't gonna name drop.
I'm the guest.
Fair,
And it's
that's
February.
That's fair.
Before she was even part of the station, I think I was interviewing her one day, and she was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Excuse me?" And she was like, "I just see you everywhere, and you just do everything." I was like, "I don't even know you. What the hell?" Last semester, there's another guy. He was just like, "Are you alright?" I was like, "Yeah, why?" He was like, "I just see you. You always look so grumpy, like you're on a mission." I was like, "What the hell?"
I got shit to do.
Right.
Yeah, damn.
All right,
Yeah.
Well, thank you again for being on the show.
It was a blast.
Take it away, John.
That's a wrap.
You're now tuned in to the One Shot Podcast hosted by Vincent and Jonny.
This show contains movie spoilers, R-rated content, and Hollywood's hottest takes on movies old and new.
Listen at your own risk.